Alright, so this is a video on tposing the meshy4 models. So when meshy4 was released a couple weeks ago, I started using it a bit more lately, and I noticed that anyways, when you're using that text to 3D, I know image to 3D is not like that because I actually did use image to 3D a long time ago with with some A-pose with these as reference. Actually, this isn't the primary reference here. Hold on, probably somewhere here. Anyways, it's not on my desktop, but I was using reference images with A pose like this because it's really easy just getting them from A to T, and often you could always just use A as the reference pose. Really, it's not really a big deal, but you know what I mean. So text to 3D is just having issues getting the T pose, so you got to do it yourself for 20 minutes really. Okay, so another thing is when you're working with male and female, you kind of don't want to use more than, like, if you're using like a really heavy physics skeleton for girls with like breasts and thighs and hips and stuff like that, yeah, but I'm just making a simple game, and so they're sharing the skeleton. So look how tiny her arms are compared to him. They're like 3, 4 times smaller. So that's another thing we'll deal with. That's completely different. And another thing is, if you look at her, see how she bent her leg? When I straightened her leg out, which is right here in front of us, when I straightened her leg out, it was, it's not even perfect. I was on my, like, I mean, you can't really tell, but you can tell that I might just paint a little more, try and get it up a little bit, but her leg was a lot longer and I just made it shorter. Good enough though. I think she's fine. And I've been cuffing out the arms. But let me show you how I do that from step one. So step one, you get your meshy model, download it. I just get the FTX, go extract here. Okay, so it's already right here, so I'm just going to close all the errors, copy the location. This is why you want to get a blend, but I just grab the FTX. So import FTX, you'll get this thing here, copy paste that place you were at. Okay. So I'm gonna go open up my skeleton. This is my skeleton rig. Okay. So that's a current work in progress. So let's open up my one of my other males. Okay. So what I would do is I would go enter a front perspective. I get his shoulders to align. So I want his shoulders to be around the same height. So like that, I would say that's pretty good. Okay. Line up his back. Okay. Now that everything is all good, the first thing I normally do is, because I plan on replacing his head, I would just chop his head off first. Maybe from the inside here would be a little quicker. So I'll, man, what the fuck? I don't know with his hair. So that should delete most of his head. So once you do something like that, delete the rest of the edges you don't want. I'll probably just delete all these actually and replace that face completely. should probably triangulate it yourself because the next step here is to flatten this out. So select all edges, triangulate it, switch scope. This is what I normally do because it's a modular setup, and that should be enough really. Next step will be to do this. This is the next step when you go into painting, but see how, okay, let's repaint all this. Okay, I already showed you before. You want to find an empty space here on your UV. I'm going to set a little margin here. I'm going to select it, shrink the area down. Look for a small area open on your UV. Okay, because this is now where you're going to paint all your stuff. So that's an empty spot. Okay, we're going to go click back on this. We're going to go to texture paint here, with clone stamp, and we're just going to give it another paint job. I know I'm not doing a very good job here, you know. And then you're just going to give it another paint job and get rid of everything. And you should not have any problems with scale or anything. It should be perfect. There you go, you successfully chopped off his head. Next up, you're going to want to get his arms and body into place. You're going to duplicate. So you're just going to get any skeleton, it doesn't matter. I don't have Rigify, but you can use any skeleton you want. So if you're using one with animations, you can clear the transform. You can clear expose. Okay. So I usually start off with the form. I'm going to show you something in a minute. Just try and get the forms into place, and then get the legs into place. Then you want to go over here. You're going to want to align with that little ball here with the elbows. You're going to want to get him in there too. So you see how his arm and hand are a little too small? Well, you could scale this bone at this stage. It doesn't really matter if you do something like that, but that's not normally something you do in animating. But for the purpose of repositioning elbows and hands, it's perfectly fine to scale those up so that the balls, you can get the balls into the are they called joints? Yeah, into the joints. So you want to do that to both the arms. You kind of want it to be perfect, to be honest. Alright. If you screw this part up, like these joints here, you're going to be stuck doing some really hard editing. So you really want to get these joints in the best you can. So legs are usually fine. I don't usually have issues with legs. Okay, so once you do something like that, you're going to go to select everything. You're going to go to pose. You're going to go to apply, and then you're going to go apply selected as rest pose. Okay, I'm going to show you what this is first. So you're going to go to this this thing right here, and it's going to have pose position, which I can set here like this. I'll set the position, and then there's rest pose. Okay. Now if I apply this as rest pose, okay, now it's not going to switch. What that means is, if we go back to edit mode, it's not going to switch to the original pose, right? So now, we can rig him with automatic weights. So I just went parent. Okay, first you select the mesh, you select the rig, parent, automatic weights. Okay, now you can select it. No, it's screwed up. Alright, so don't play with those buttons. Anyways, now you're gonna go parent it. And after you do that, you should be able to lift the forearms. And I'll deal with the cape in a second. Sometimes you'll have things like this where it's a real issue. And well, in my game it's not really a big deal because I chop off the hands. But depending on your game, you know, you might not want to be twisting the arms like this, especially if you're using pre-made animations and a special skeleton, because look, the second you start to twist these, like you could twist this all you want, but if you're trying to get his hand down, you're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to be able to do that and have it look like this with having the forearm out. That's never going to, you won't ever be able to do that, unfortunately, because it's just the way it is. So, I mean, for me it's okay, but I mean for something a little, for something more accurate and using the arms a little bit more accurately, then probably not. But I mean, you can make it work, but it won't be like, look, there's an obvious issue between them. Anyways, without going overboard here, you just want to align it with your reference here. Ah, shit, I don't really want to, without going too overboard, open up your reference again. You might have to hide your skeleton, which is a pain. Yeah, I know, managing all these bodies is kind of annoying, but and then you're going to get defeated. Once your thing is good enough, ready for the next step, you're going to go click on it, parent clear, and keep transformation in case you did move it around. Then you're going to go to modifiers and apply the skeleton modifier, and you can delete it. Okay, so that's okay, so that's how you normally do it. But now you got your cape. Let's say you want to deal with this cape a little bit.
Update for King County
Okay,
residents.
so you're going
Civil
to
authorities have removed the shelter in place.
click the skeleton, then click your mesh, and then you're going to enter weight paint mode. Now there's an issue with this because you can't tell which bone, like I actually know which bones it is, it's the fingers. Okay, but you see how the forearm is not affecting the scalp this at all, but like this finger is, because the finger was close enough to it, right? This is really stupid, honestly, but if he has a cape and you really want to keep it, you could either remove it and attach it separately as like cloth or something. I don't know what the best way to do it is, to be honest, but there's a lot of things you could do. But let's say you just want to white paint it because you don't really want to do anything too crazy complicated. These fingers here picked it up like crazy, so I'm just gonna go to mix, set the weight to 0. Not much you can do about this, really. You have to go through everything. I would probably just clear it and paint it, redo the fingers completely, but anyways, now for this part right here, it's probably doing most of it. Yeah, I'll go back into place now. Reading less, but you might have to settle for that much. I don't know what, because it's automatically calculated, it's hard for me to restart it. But generally, the fingers might pick up. See, look, that finger actually picked up some. Anyways, that's how you deal with the cape. In case you want to do that. Let's say you do make a mistake though. Like, I make this mistake pretty often. Like, I made it on the other one right here. You see his ass flaps here? I accidentally left it on. And so I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. I forgot to fix the one side. And it was too far to fix. I could not fix it anymore. Because after I saved it, and it recalculates, there's nothing you can do, so it's a lot of tension. You gotta, yeah, anyways, you gotta be pretty careful, else you'll end up having to do something like this, like trying to like, just make the best of it. Anyways, that's how you do it. That's how you, do all the, that's how you get into T-pose, well, how I get into T-pose, and, yeah, good luck.